Today we are back with our Studying the Pro series, where we break down gameplay from some of the best Warzone players out there. Now today we're breaking down a 48 kill game here from Knight, who is easily one of the best Resurgence players, easily one of the best Warzone players, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, this game is absolutely insane. A lot of people are going to scream bot lobby this, bot lobby that, but this was not a bot lobby, and he still drops 48 kills. And by the way, throughout this, we're going to highlight a lot of things that you can take away from this game and apply to your own game that will allow you to continue to get better and start to drop higher kills. First thing here is notice his landing spot, right? A lot of people feel like you have to land hot to drop high kills. You gotta land control, you gotta land prison. He's just gonna land here in Nova 6, loot up for a little bit, get his loadout, which if you are subscribed, I talk about that all the time. Prioritizing that loadout, getting 2 guns that we feel comfortable with, that we know kill fast, getting our perks, which give us a ton of outplay potential. And then from there, we can really start to push. We can easily get kills on enemies who don't have loadout guns, who don't have perk packages, who are in the mix of early game, maybe they're low plates. We can start to get those easier kills. Now from here, we get the loadout down, we're in a good spot. You know, what's our thought? Real quick, by the way, I put a link to his Twitch and YouTube in the pinned comment. Make sure you check him out after this. He's live just about every day on Twitch. He drops 40s literally every single day. He's hands down one of the best players. But what do we do from here? In this moment, we just push towards the hot area. Now, hot area is one of 2 things. First of all, we see shooting over this way, which is most likely control. Think about the mini map and where that's pinging. But I'm just gonna work. We're just gonna work our way through here, right? We're gonna work our way to grandma's. Is there anybody in grandma's? Is there anybody in prison? We're just gonna work our way to these hot areas and start to kind of clear them. And we see the fighting at control. But if he were to run into a team in prison, hey, we're going to go ahead and take that fight, right? We're going to go ahead and act on that information. So a lot of times you just need to rotate somewhere. If you're really unsure where to go, just push towards a hot area, living quarters, prison, depending on what side of the map you're on. This center area is really hot. So let's just go ahead and work this way and see what we can find. Now, sees one flying over. He, by the way, is using the DG58 and the HRM9. This HRM9 is post-nerf, so this isn't the one that we were using for months. This does have a slightly slower TTK, but what we're really going to see here is the high damage areas. Now, this is the first thing that I want to talk about. Kind of 3 things to highlight in this first little sequence right here that we are going to continue going back to when it comes to winning gunfights, okay? Number 1 is going to be live pinging. He's going to live ping a ton. It's one of the biggest things I've taken away from Knight, because when this guy kind of goes behind the wall, we're able to see, hey, are you going to go this way or are you going to re-challenge? And watch which way he goes here. You can see that he pushes back inside, at which point Knight can center his crosshairs. That's number 2. Putting your crosshairs where you think enemies are going to be. Specifically, chest level, right? Notice he's always chest and neck level around the corner here. Look at where his centering is, right? Chest and neck level allows him to hit those high damage areas. Now, the last thing that we're really going to pay attention to in these close quarters, hip firing before you ADS, and he specifically talks about this. We do get a little bit of live commentary here from Knight throughout, where we are able to see the hip fire right here. See how he's going in and out right there? That's helping his aim assist, but also just helping him track that enemy. Now, a few other things that I want to talk about here throughout, one of which is going to be acting on information, right? So as soon as he gets this kill, we notice this guy right here. Now, 2 things happen when you don't act on this information immediately, and this happens to a lot of you. Number 1, enemies stack, and number 2, the information changes. So they get close together, and on top of that, now they're no longer above you. They've moved because we've waited so long. So he's always working his way to that next fight. He's going to push his way up. He knows this enemy's above, so he's going to go to clear this rooftop and hear this guy right here. Now he's going to drop down and get the thirst after checking that roof, and he's just going to keep working here. By the way, real quick, 55% of the people, watch the centering and hip firing, 55% of the people that watch my videos so far in the past week are not subscribed, so if you are looking to get better at Rebirth Island, guys, take a second, make sure you are subscribed down below. We are on the road to 400,000 subscribers. This one's pretty simple, and I want you to really focus on minimap throughout this, because it's an area that a lot of you guys are struggling. You're missing information, you're not acting on information. Pops the UAV, 1 on his level, just to the right side here. What does he do? Centers his crosshairs perfectly, then now he makes a little adjustment, all high damage areas. Now he works on the guy above. He sees this enemy pushing towards him, and he's not going to grab that specialist for a while. Watch him clear straight through here. Clear straight through. His centering is so good. And when we talk about winning gunfights, and not only winning gunfights, but also taking less damage, getting that first shot off by centering your crosshairs well, And he's just got to trust his high alert here in the back. Yep, he said, I'm just going to hope that sniper misses while I'm strafing. When we talk about winning gunfights and taking, pause here, winning gunfights and taking less damage, centering your crosshairs, hip firing, that's going to allow you to get a huge advantage on your enemy. Now, another thing we're going to talk about a lot throughout this is changing pace. So even in our close quarters, we can change our pace a little bit. He's just going to wait for this guy. He doesn't have a great angle on him if he were to push down here, right? If he were to push down and play this from this head glitch right here, it's kind of an awkward fight. So what's he going to do? He's just going to wait for this enemy right here. Just going to wait. Finally has the angle right there. Now we're going to push in, and that gives us some more information. One guy straight ahead, working his way towards that direction. Hits his throwing knife. Quick reload. One back behind him. Has to make a move. All high damage areas. Back inside, takes in all the information, and notice this. Started quiet, now we're in the action. Maybe he landed control here another game and might have been in the blender, or maybe you land control and this is a situation where you end up in the blender because of so many teams. Said he prioritizes that loadout. Now he's got this full momentum in terms of loadout guns, throwing knives, stims. He's got everything in his disposal that he can use to outplay teams. What do I love about this? We see the hip fire, guys. Look at how much of an advantage this hip fire gives us. Challenge around the corner, right? He's already broken by the time Knight is fully ADS'd. Like, that's how much of an advantage that hipfire gives us. And it takes getting used to. Absolutely does. If you're not, shooting bots and working on it, if you're not, playing lockdown and really working on it, then you absolutely should be focusing on that hipfire component. We see it again. Same thing there. Just that hip fire allows us to keep that FOV and that ADS a little bit more open. Immediately going to work this direction. Now, what I love about this, yeah, he's just cruising with loadout here, is he's going to recognize that he's in a bad spot, okay? So there are certain situations where we have to piece together information. A lot of you guys go, Joe, why do I get third party so much? I get shot in the back. You're not piecing together information. We need to piece together what we're seeing, what we're hearing, the information on the minimap, and our high alert to say, hey, we're not in a good spot here. Yep. And notice he's got people straight ahead. He's got people behind him. He's got people down. He's got people up high. Like, he's got people everywhere here that he's concerned about. He's got 12-8. He hears somebody close. Watch the centering. Notice the patience here, right? I think this is a big one, is notice he's not caught in attack sprint. Okay, watch how he turns his corner. See how he slow plays this corner a little bit? See how he slow plays it? He doesn't tack sprint up. He just kind of waits for this guy and kind of keeps those crosshairs out, keeps him ready to shoot so that he can track that guy. And notice we have people over at minimap. 16 kills thus far, and people are shooting back. People are slide canceling. Like, this is where now we change our pace again, right? We're playing slow with the DG here, playing a little bit more positioning. We're going to be the one that's third partying instead of being in the mix. And I have no words for this. You can just watch this. I'm just going to stop talking. Yes, Knight's level of execution is another level, okay? There's no doubt he was a former COD pro. Once again, you're going to see him say, I'm caught in a really bad spot here. He has Specialist, so actually Shrouded perk is going to save him here because he is able to get the revive off with this Shrouded perk and get back into cover. Knight's a former COD pro, but little things, centering, live pinging, hip firing before you ADS, those things are going to allow you to win more gunfights. More gunfights might be you win 15 as opposed to 10, it might be 30 as opposed to 20. No matter what, guys, work on these things. Watch this right here.
Looks like he backed up a bit.
Yep, he's caught in a tough spot. Watch him try to get the live ping off. Can't quite get it. He sees this guy, though. He's not overplaying this. Now he's going to push. Catches this guy running away, gets the live ping there from Combat Scout, so he has Combat Scout here, which is a huge advantage. But Knight does do a really good job of live pinging people all the time, even if he didn't have Combat Scout. It's something that I learned from him very early on. He live pings in every situation. Long range, close range, it just makes it easier to track that enemy and takes away their ability to play unpredictable. Multiple enemies down below, but what did he do first? He cleared, right? There's nothing that says these enemies aren't literally right here. Right? Look on the minimap. They literally could be right on the other side of this edge. As soon as Knight clears it, now he pieces together and says, oh, I know these guys are down below in showers. This is how we're going to go ahead and play this. A little bit of strafing right there, but backs off. Backs off because he knows there's multiple. Tomfas, yep. Listen.
I knew he had Tomfas because my screen was yellow and he wasn't shooting.
Yeah, those are the little things that, people like Knight piece together. Now, does it matter? No, even if that guy had a gun, he was going to challenge him. But, hey, I'm getting high alerted, but he's not shooting his gun. He probably has Tomfas here, so we got to be careful. Those they did get nerfed, thankfully. 24 kills, guys, and he's going to work right back over this direction. He knows there's people over here from minimap pings, from weapon pings. Once again, we're just going to take our kills. This is where, you know, look, Rebirth is a little bit of positioning. We're not playing positioning all the time, but if you are subscribed, I talk about there are moments where we play positioning, you know, where we're kicking off a fight, where we're taking these third-party situations and able to pick up these easier kills, these low-risk, high-reward kills, and these are the ones that really start to add up. You know, when we're putting ourselves in close range, 50-50 situations in every single gunfight, that's okay, but having to plate up every single time, watch him put the pressure on here because he knows this guy's broken. When Knight sees that somebody's broken, he puts the pressure on them because he knows he has a huge advantage. You know, when we put ourselves in those situations where gunfights get tough, they get messy, we're taking 2 plates of damage, 3 plates of damage, our pace slows down at times just because we've got to plate up, right? Because we have to back off and then re-engage. Maybe we can't get the thirst, we take too much damage, whatever it may be. So that's where getting these clean kills or getting these low-risk, high-reward positioning kills allows us to rack them up a little bit. You know, kills out of the sky, kills from third party. So think about that positioning. Now, how do you get those, right? What's the #1 most important thing that you need to be doing to get those third-party kills from positioning, from long range? You've got to be paying attention to the hot areas. Like even right here, we know that we're getting in the mix on this mini-map here, but you've got to be in the hot areas where teams are fighting to be able to get those easy kills. Third party. Multiple around the corner. Watch him challenge around the corner here. Watch his centering. Live ping right there. Watch the second one, right? We saw 2. You can't miss the second one here. There's kill #1. Look at the 2 guys on the mini-map. Now we confirm that there's 2. 1, 2, right here, okay? So when we get that down out around this corner, yes, we're able to get this thirst. Boom there, but he already knows. He does not even have to check this mini-map here to know that this enemy is pushing over. Think about this for a second. I want you to really think about this for a second. If you're playing with your squad, right? You and your boys are hopping on. It's Friday night. You guys are vibing. You get down like this. What do you say? Hey, on me, on me, on me. And then what happens? Then what does your teammate do? What does your teammate do? Your teammate pushes. What does Knight do? Catches him in attack sprint, is able to easily get that first shot. This guy's broken. He's only done like a plate of damage on Knight. He's able to easily get that kill right there, and that's 33 down to 6 teams. Down to 6 teams. And he's got specialists, which is absolutely a huge advantage. I would not recommend going over to Stronghold to get it, like bio to Stronghold and get it that way, but hey, like if you find it, yeah, absolutely take it. Live ping again. We see that live ping component. Yeah, that live ping helps so much. Yep, on roof. And we're going to start to slow this down a little bit. You know, Knight's able to put himself in a good spot to be able to win this. Just a little thing there, guys, preemptively dropping plates, because if you don't, and it gets really awkward in terms of like having to like replace it in your backpack and like that. We've all been in that awkward situation before where we're like, I don't even know how to drop this or it won't drop. Hey, let's just go ahead and preemptively drop it. Live ping. Got to be careful. There's multiple here. But he knows this guy's close because he tracked the live ping. Right? We track that live ping. That's the advantage where we take away enemies' ability to play unpredictable and put us in a tough spot. Live ping. Sees that this guy's running. Knows there's one behind him. So he's going to go ahead and get out. Break this line of sight right here. Probably should have used his stim. I'm surprised he didn't use his stim right there, but he's got quick fix, obviously, allows him to regen that base health much quicker. This is where, like, you have quick fix and tempered. It's a huge advantage. Little bit of a tough spot here. We see everybody on minimap. Notice he's going to slow this pacing down. Hey, I'm at 37. This is a great game. Let's go ahead, slow this thing down. Let's make sure we put ourselves in a good spot here for endgame. He's going to grab another UAV. He does not have gas mask. He does have self, so I am a little bit surprised he didn't grab gas mask there. But he's just looking to try to see where everybody is. We got people in prison. One guy rotated down. And when it comes down to it, guys, here's the reality. He needed to get that down right there. Yeah, now he gets it, but still in a really tough spot. Sometimes players like Knight, guys, are just going to make plays that you and I can't make. Like, and this is probably one of them. This is Knight bails himself out of this spot. He bails himself out of a terrible situation right here. He's going to go ahead. This guy, he's stuck low ground. This guy's on this head glitch. He's able to break that enemy. He's got to pull back here. But what does he notice? Multiple enemies over to his left side here. So he's in a really tough spot. He's just going to back off. Now, once again, remember what I just said. Sometimes players like Knight are able to bail themselves out of situations. We're about to see it again here with this team at control. He's stuck low ground. He's in a really bad spot on the edge of gas. By the way, can I just say this real quick? I always tell you guys, like, don't get stuck on the edge of gas. Now, Knight got forced to this spot, right? Knight had no choice but to rotate down this hill and get stuck here. A lot of you guys just get stuck here, right? You guys just lose track of circle, you make bad decisions, you feel comfortable, and you get stuck down here. Knight got forced, but this is why you don't want to get stuck low ground on the edge of circle, because then you're forced into these awkward fights and these awkward situations where you have to execute literally perfectly. Down enemy number 1. Good shots right there. Still worried about this guy to the left side on the mini-map. Now, he does have one to his right side here. Has one to his right side, and like I said, he's just got to bail himself out of this spot. He's going to stim. He's going to use the smoke to his advantage. Really being careful here. Yep, use that smoke. He's going to back off here. Yep, any cover that he can find here, he's going to take. And what does he find? He finds the smoke grenades. Huge find right there with the smoke grenades. Yep, double smoke it across so that we can actually get here. Now, even in this moment, guys, even though it's not perfect, like, actually, that was a pretty good, that was good double smoke there to allow him to get across. Some buybacks are happening, so he's got to be really careful here. And when we think about buybacks endgame, guys, here's the one thing I will say, because this has happened to me a lot lately, and you're going to see him play this really well. He's not going to play the rooftop, okay? Now, why does he not play the rooftop here? Let's learn from this. This is a mistake that I made recently, or I guess he would play this rooftop, right? Not this one. He'd be playing this rooftop. Well, what you generally get is, you know, there's 1 or 2 enemies in control, and there's 2 enemies flying in, right? Double buyback. So what teams end up doing is they time it perfectly. Enemy number 1 flies in, you fry him out of the sky. But because you're distracted by him, enemy number 2 flies in. Now you take a little bit of damage, and what's happening? Enemy number 3 is pushing up the stairs and is able to get you. So just be really careful playing these rooftops late game, because it's happened to me a lot lately, where I'm just frying. They keep buying back, and eventually they get me. And you know what? Yep, landed back on his loot. Second one's across. Good shots right there. And this DG, guys, is so easy to use. So he's running Cassis with obviously the pay-to-win bundle, which you can find under the DG and the WSP9. Yep, still being careful. Notice he's not playing this rooftop because he's just worried about getting landed on. Crazy thinks he's still not playing the rooftop. That's exactly what I said. They just split it. So he's got one right here, and he's got one above him right here. It's exactly what teams do. Good teams like play this, and they play it strategically, and they put themselves in a spot where they can get you, even though you have a huge advantage with loadout and plates and everything like that. Second enemy there. Yep, good shots. Back off, replate, pressure's on them to revive. We know that we can stay here, right? Look at where circle is. We know that we can tuck in this corner. And look, sometimes you've just got to wait, right? You've just got to wait a circle, let it pull, and then figure out what your next move is. There's literally no cover besides where Knight is. This zone is very funky. Good shots right there. Now, I would be thinking about probably buy station. Footsteps to his left somewhere. Look at the shooting on the minimap. That's why he peeked that, because he heard the shots on the minimap, or he heard the shots, confirmed it on the minimap. Good shots right there. Good anticipation, good centering. One straight ahead. Good live ping. What's the biggest thing? Live ping allows us to track through smoke, right? And getting this kill, the smoke is already... He threw that smoke. Knight had already live pinged this guy manually. This isn't from Combat Scout. He actually live pinged this enemy right here. That allows him to track through smoke. We don't get aim assist, but Knight has the precision to be able to do that. Shots right there. Take that enemy out. Buy gas mask. Yep. Set yourself up for endgame here. And I like what he does. Buyback. Nice. Doesn't panic here. Now, all of a sudden, right here, guys, in this moment, we're going to go ahead and flip it. He's going to buy gas mask, pop UAV, buy mortar strike, put the pressure on them. We're in a 1v2 situation right here. Now he just needs to figure out how he's going to clutch. This is tough. He's got to rotate in. He's in a really tough spot. But he's just going to play his cover a little bit. Not panic. Gets the down right there. Obviously sees on the minimap from bird's eye where this last enemy is. So he's going to anticipate down low. High alerted. Immediately goes, oh, he's up in the sky here. Yep, in the air. And guys, just like that, that's a 48 kill game. I mean, look, that was not a bad lobby at all. I mean, definitely good players that knew what they were doing. Knight's just that good. So biggest thing I want you to take away, prioritize that early loadout. Live ping, center your crosshairs, really work on your centering, work on hip firing before you ADS. Always work towards your next fight. Always work towards the fight that you want to take next. And of course, look for your 1v1s. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.